Hey kids, it's Uncle WarOwl here, back for an exciting adventure of where I sit in the recliner chair and talk about Counter-Strikey stuff. So a lot of you guys were bothering me constantly on social media and YouTube comments and things like that about the changes to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, the string of recent updates, people asking me my opinions and all that stuff. So you know what? I didn't think it warranted making one of those really big major update videos that I do that take a long time, that are a lot of fun to make, that turn out really good quality and have little skits and stuff. Those are great. But no, I'm going to sit here and blabber to you in my comfortable chair, the most comfortable chair in the world. Sit here as the armchair general of Counter-Strike. So the first update thing we'll talk about is the Gamma weapon case. Who gives a crap? I don't. I can't be bothered. I don't care about skins. I mean, I could make a video called "New Case!" exclamation point, throw in a little question mark, make it like Comic Sans with orange, yellow text, big bubbly text, and everyone would click on it. Everyone would be happy. I'd be the happiest girl at the ball. And I can't be bothered with the cases, and I don't. There'll be an Unbox a Fragathon, though, for the new case for people who are interested in it, even though I just demeaned you. Next one. Experience. Yes, there are big experience changes. These are to correlate with the Prime matchmaking, so to go hand in hand with the Prime matchmaking thing. So I basically made it easier to get into matchmaking. I guess it's another barrier to entry for a lot of new players. They hop in and say, what? I can't play the actual game yet? I have to grind deathmatch for 5 days, playing like 3 hours a day to get in there. So they gave like this big XP boost. It's much easier to get up there. That was originally added as like a barrier to keep out the cheaters and the nasty people. I mean, they just write bots to make themselves spin around in the death matches or whatever, so I don't really think it is good. I like the change, the original change that they did to make it more difficult to get into the matchmaking, but now we have another matchmaking. We have Prime Beta. So if you guys haven't signed up for the Prime Beta yet, I would. You need a phone number tied to your Steam account, and you need to be at least rank 21. I think so. It says it on the card. There it is, 21. Got it. Guys, you need to be 21 to drink that alcohol. In the United States, it's different in other countries, so that reference won't work, and I had to explain it. Need to be 21. Rank 21, that's a lot of grinding people have to do to get up to the point where they can actually play in the Prime matchmaking. I love it. I've played a bunch of matches inside of the Prime matchmaking so far, and I have not suspected anybody of cheating. I gave it a few days, because I would expect that a lot of the people who are going to cheat are going to get banned, and they're going to be like, oh man, I got to buy a SIM card, and I got to do this to get the new phone numbers, and do all this crazy nonsense. I think this is great. I think, honestly, we'll finally have matchmaking that isn't completely broken, isn't completely toxic. It's one of those buzzwords, right? I almost said the disease, right? The name of the disease that kills lots of people, that people use improperly. I'll say toxic. Toxic matchmaking experience. Cheaters, griefers, Smurfs, nastians, racists, sadists, xenophobes. Let's think of more words. Let's think of more. Nah, it's fine. You understand exactly what I mean. I really like the new Prime matchmaking. I didn't suspect anybody of anything. Had a great experience in every match that I played so far in it. And I'm going to be setting up the solo queue, hopefully set up the solo queue to global account into the Prime matchmaking. We'll get there much faster because we won't have to deal with the dummies, right? So that's a great change. I really like that. Prime matchmaking. If you haven't signed up for it, sign up for it. I can't guarantee you'll have a perfect experience, but I know that I have from experience, and it's just anecdotal, but whatever. So the next change. The sound update. So, yes, this one. They added a sound cue for when you're low on ammo. So, like, if you're shooting the M4A1S, when you get down to 5 rounds, it'll like, beep, 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 beep. Get this really weird sound effect. Not like an air horn. Not beep, 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 beep. It's a not-so-subtle sound effect from your first-person perspective. It is a little bit more subtle when you hear other players. And yes, you can hear this sound effect on other players. Now, this change has the Counter-Strike community pouring gasoline all over themselves and immolating themselves in protest, all in the name of skill ceiling, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. This is the hill they're going to die on. This is the hill they will stake their claim. Oh, goodness. Yeah, people, every time there's a little change like that, people completely overreact and freak out. It's what you expect from the Counter-Strike community. See it time and time again. Now, the change itself, I don't actually think it was necessary. I don't think it was needed. I don't know why you have to have that queue. I think maybe it's just to make it easier for players to say, oh, I'm out of ammo, when part of the game is really keeping count of how much the enemy player has shot. And yes, that is a high-level skill ceiling thing, because there's also something that high-level players use called a fake reload. So when you hear the reload sound effect, that's the time you want to peek and catch them, right? So you can throw down a reload sound effect, switch back to it, and then shoot the player strafing out there. If you, instead of just listening for the reload sound effect, now you would listen for the sound effect of, oh, I'm low on ammo, and then you would know now is the time to peek, because now they won't be able to shoot me. Now they're actually going to have to reload. Instead of counting, keeping count, you have this little mind game thing going on. So I agree that it does lower the skill ceiling a little bit. I don't think it's as big of an issue as everybody's making it out to be, but I do agree with the detractors. The weird thing to say, it's like, yes, I agree with these people, but they're acting like whiny babies. One thing I hope that they're going to do, because there are other sound effect changes. The Mag 7 sound, wow, that new Mag 7 sound is crazy. It's like, poop, poop. I love it. I absolutely love it. So one thing I really hope that they try to do is work on normalizing the sound effects in the game. And I think that would really add to it. I think that would really increase the skill ceiling. One of the things they did was they added a new smoke sound effect as well. If you play the game, you have recognized these things. Maybe not the Negev sound changes and somebody uses it, but you've recognized the smoke sound effect change. Now, the reason they did that was to make it easier to hear diffusing sound effects. So that's really important. You could mask the diffusing sound by throwing a smoke grenade down. Now, hopefully this new sound, that issue won't be happening. I like that a lot. I actually think that increases the skill. People are going to say, no, it ruins the skill ceiling because now you can't ninja, right? You can't cover it up. That's a high-level technique. And you say, oh, I heard a smoke. Maybe they're diffusing inside of there. No, I get that. But I actually really like this because you should actually be able to hear the defuse sound. And there's certain sounds inside of Counter-Strike that you 100% should be able to hear. Like footsteps, for example, is a big one. Very important. When I first played Counter-Strike in the beta initially, I was thinking, oh, it's Counter-Strike, here we go, do-do-do-do-do, and I'm listening. I got my sound turned really high, my headphones, got my sound card going, everything's like boom, 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 boom. And I go in there and I'm listening for these footsteps, and then boom, some guy comes around the corner, shoots me right in the face. It was physically jarring. Like I had a reaction to it. Like it freaked me out. It was so loud, so scary. It's like Freddy Fazbear. This is before Freddy Fazbear. Freddy Fazbear was coming around the corner to get me. That was crazy. I mean, it's so difficult with the shooting sound effects, like the Deagle and the AWP and the AK when you're shooting them. It's so difficult to hear footsteps and hear everything on the map. I think they should work towards normalizing these sounds. So bringing down the shooting and getting shot sound effects, raising the sound effects that matter, like the planting and diffusing sounds, the bomb ticks, the footsteps. And I think that would be a lot better, and hopefully they work towards doing that. I mean, the smoke change, I think, is a step in the right direction toward normalizing the sounds. This is my opinion on this. I'm a whiny baby too, don't worry. All right, so the map changes is our last thing. I already talked about the cobblestone stair changes in the latest episode of Solo Queue to Global. If you haven't checked out that video, check it out. Check out the Solo Queue to Global series. It is the best series that I produce. I love making that kind of content. That's kind of the kind of content I want to make going forward. I watch it and I'm just very proud of it. It's entertaining, it's informative, and it has a story, it has the human element. Now I know that sounds very lofty and pretentious and such, because it is just a silly YouTube video for mild entertainment, but I'm very proud of them, and I really like doing those solo queue videos, and I want to kind of take that and keep expanding upon that and doing other videos in the same kind of quality and same kind of way. Or I could do this where I sit in a chair and blabber to you fine folks. So there were also it had like a list of bug changes on Mirage. It's like, oh yeah, we changed this around, we did this, we moved this to 2 pixels higher, and we added a invisible wall here. And then the next one, it says cache. Minor bug fixes. It's like they gave up. It's like the guy was there on a Saturday night, like, oh man, I gotta go home and see my kids. My kids, I haven't seen them in 3 years. My baby took his first steps, now he's going into school. And it was just like, yeah, screw it. He was writing up the Mirage ones, got the cache, screw it. We'll just put minor bug fixes. People get it. People understand. The only people who care and are gonna read through each one and be like, all right, this is where this has been, are the people who kind of exploit the game and try to find those cheap little ways to screw the other players over. these bug changes are good because it's like now things work right. Now what you hear is what you're supposed to hear in terms of the materials. Now what you see in the places you can go and the places you can peek actually makes sense. So the game plays more like you would think it would naturally. And the last one was the nuke changes. I think the big one there is the ladder that they added for bomb site B. I think it's great because that position was very overpowered. You would just plant on top of the floopity-floop thing. Now they have a ladder on the side of the floopity-floop thing. What, do I look like a nuclear engineer? I don't know what those things. Actually, I probably do look like a nuclear engineer. But you know what? I'm not a nuclear engineer. I don't know anything about that. So they put a ladder on the thing. Really overpowered spot. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I got a point across. Man, I did this all in one take. This is when I start flubbing it. This is not fair. I'm going to keep going. Screw it. I hope you enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you subscribe. Make sure to like the video if you liked the video. If you disagreed with me, still like the video if you liked the video. Don't downvote because you disagree. People do that. It hurts my feelings. I try and make entertaining content. If you disagree with me, here's how you do it. Write a comment in the comment section and say, hey, WarOwl, you're an idiot. This is where you're wrong and I'm right. I'm okay with that, but please don't downvote the video. Guys, come on now. Put a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm the WarOwl. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the WarOwl, and I still have no closer. I will 100% own the title of the Armchair General of Counter-Strike.